right, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens and quarterback Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Jackson has been tangled into contract negotiations for most of this offseason. And now that mini camps have started, there's more drama to that. Miles, what do you have going on in Baltimore?
Yeah, Nick. There's been a tweet floating around there by Chris Sims of all people, and a rebuttal from Lamar. It's gaining a lot of traction. Sims, who said that at one point in time, Lamar mentioned he wanted to be the Tom Brady of his era. Sims says Brady wouldn't be missing OTAs in year 4 of his career. Brady didn't miss an OTA until he had played in 4 Super Bowls, which is a pretty harsh and bold statement by Sims. But Lamar responds to Sims by saying, Lamar wants to be Lamar, Chris. This part of OTAs is voluntary, my guy. I will be there. I'm just not going to be there on your watch. And he goes on to talk about how if there was any other quarterback out there not attending voluntary OTAs, it wouldn't be a big deal. It isn't a big deal. But because it's Lamar, it's a huge deal. So does this seem crazy to you at all?
Yeah, I think Sims, first of all, he's being an idiot here, and this is a terrible take, and let me explain why. So the logic Sims has here is, hey, listen, Tom Brady went through OTAs for whatever, 12, 13, 14 years of his career before he realized that there probably were a waste of his time, voluntary OTAs. So instead of Lamar Jackson learning from Tom Brady, after the first few years in the NFL, if you're in the offense, you definitely don't need to go to voluntary OTAs. They're kind of a waste of your time. You got a lot of rookies. There's a lot of organization going on. It's not the best use of your time and effort for an established quarterback who knows the offense to go to voluntary OTAs. Instead of Jackson learning from Tom Brady and realizing, hey, I don't need to go to voluntary OTAs anymore, Chris Sims is saying, no, you're not allowed to learn from Tom Brady. You're not allowed to learn from Aaron Rodgers, some of these other veteran quarterbacks. You have to do the same stupid thing they did and learned really late in their career. You have to go through that same stupid process. That's just asinine. This is just ridiculous. Like, the way you get better is to learn from those who have gone before you and pick pieces of information and combine them to your game. All the vets realize that these kind of activities are a waste of their time. Credit to Jackson for understanding that and not going. I think this is a great move by Jackson and a really stupid take by Chris Sims.
Yeah, and I really like to pick off of something that you said. This is Lamar. He's coming into his 4th, coming out of his 3rd full year in Greg Roman's offense. So he knows it by now.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. Of course, there's going to be tweaks and stuff like that. But let's get down to the brass tacks of things. Lamar has never not been ready. He always is working. He's always going to different QB coaches. Last year, I believe he worked with Tom House, working with other people this year. He's always doing the work. So Lamar not showing up to OTAs, it's not like he ever shows up and he's like wildly out of shape. It seems like he hasn't been doing anything all offseason. He has noticeably always been a very hard worker. So I think, like you said, this is a crazy dumb take by Chris Sims to, try to call out Lamar like, oh, you don't know, you're not working hard enough. Well, he is working in his own way. Like you said, Lamar wants to be Lamar. And like you said, he's learning that, okay, I know the offense. I don't need to be there. It's not as good of a use of my time as if I was to go to throwing coaches, work on my throwing motion, become a more polished passer. He doesn't need to work on the running. I think he's pretty much got that part down. But he's working on him. He wants to be the best him he can be, and learning more of the offense isn't going to help him.
Well, especially, I kind of hinted on this already, is that you've got a lot of undrafted rookies and a lot of new faces and stuff going around. It's not like he gets a million reps to Mark Andrews or a million reps to Bateman to get that timing down at these OTAs that's going on right now. You've got a lot of undrafted guys who aren't going to make the team, or if they are, they're going to be special teams guys. So Jackson actually spending time with those guys probably actually hurts him a little bit, gets his timing off instead of spending time with his, his starting group. That's why guys like Mahomes and Brady, they get off site and bring their own guys to them to build that repetition and repertoire without, wasting their energy with some guys who won't be there. But I want to bring up something else real quick. And this is more about Jackson, the salary cap and his salary negotiations, I don't know if Jackson is going about it this way, but if he is, I think he's a genius. I think it almost sounds like Jackson is applying a little bit of the scarcity principle. So the scarcity principle is, when you're trying to raise the price and create like a fake impression, not fake, but an extended impression of value, you pull it away from the market for a while. That's like the McRib at McDonald's is a famous example. No, I don't think anyone actually really likes McRibs, but they're only available like once a month for every 3 years. So everyone buys as many as they can when it comes out. I think Jackson not showing up to these kind of activities helps drive his value in these contract negotiations a little bit, because people realize that, well, without Lamar here, we're missing somebody special. Where's Lamar? We need to get him in the building. And that creates more value for Jackson in these contract talks. What do you think about that? Do you think that's going on?
Yeah, when you see the flash and you see the explosiveness of Lamar's playmaking abilities, like you said, the other quarterbacks out there, they're just not doing it. The Brett Hundleys and the Tyler Huntleys of the world aren't going to be doing that for you. But so like you said, when Lamar finally does roll out there, he's going to be like, wow, this is what we've been missing. This is what we need. And quite frankly, anyways, the contract side of things, Lamar is probably going to wait till after this season because he's feeling pretty good right now. He's averaged about $3 million a year. And this year, he's getting $23 million. So his pockets are feeling mighty nice on that front. So I'm sure he's willing to play through this year and then negotiate the contract after a perceived large jump in performance this season. I mean, you can't go anywhere but up from all the injuries we had last year. So, like you said, make himself a little scarce, make himself a little vague. When he gets back out there, he's going to drive his value back up. He's already got a little more money in his pocket, but this year is going to be the year where he proves himself and gets that big contract. All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.